All right, buongiorno everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cucina Quarantena, the quarantine kitchen. I am here today with my son Nicola. Hello. Who would like to learn how to make tiramisu. And on the other end of the line, we have my friend live from Venice, Monica Ceserato. Benvenuti.
Hi, everybody.
So Monica and I have known each other for a couple of years. She is a blogger and she is also a tour guide and a chef in Venice. She does food tours. Can you tell us real quickly about the food tours that you do?
Yeah, I do Cicchetti food tour. I was one of the first one in Venice, if not the first one to do them. And literally is a very slow tour. It's like 3 hours tours. And we just go and eat and talk about food, as simple as that. And drink a lot as well. But mainly it's about the Cicchetti, the famous small little tapas that they're not tapas, but similar to tapas that we are so famous for now in Venice.
You also do actual like cooking lessons and cooking tours too as well, right?
Yes, I do cooking lessons. We do it in a palace in Venice or in the countryside here because I'm actually live outside of Venice. So I'm in the countryside right now. It's pouring down. We rain and right now in Venice. The sirens has just gone off. So you know. Oh yes, very 2020. Bring it on. That's all I can say.
Another. Yeah. How high will the Acqua Alta be today?
Inside 120 centimeters. That is not low, okay? It's quite high and it's definitely very atypical, unusual for this time of year. So, yes, 2020 is definitely something wrong with this year.
Wow, so, yeah, that's, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow.
I know, but so we needed it was the Acqua Alta as well, you know, but love it.
So how's tourism in Venice these days? I hear that people are going to be allowed to come into Venice starting this week, right?
Yes, what's happening? So a couple of days ago, practically we were kind of all allowed to go around the region with a bit less restrictions. We still have to wear the masks and stuff. Then from yesterday, I think it was, people were allowed to go outside of the region. You still need to wear your mask if you go in, and gloves if you go in closed places, and if you drive in your car with people that don't your close-knit family, the people that you spent your quarantine with, I mean. But otherwise, you can go around without a mask. Still social distance, still got to be careful if you go eat outside with people, you got to be able to maintain at least 1 meter from each other when you're sitting down and everything. And I think we just opened to Europeans, but for work, not for pleasure. So at the moment, the people that can travel to Italy is work, not pleasure. But I think from the 18th of June, I think we're saying they want to open for real, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, but you know, slowly. If it was sunny, it will be better.
So, do you think that people will be able to travel in Italy this year? Americans, for example. What is your feeling?
I don't think it's going to be a question of being able to. I think pretty soon, as soon as I think as America, you go past the stage and you get to our stage where we are, because, you know, like we always are a couple of weeks ahead of you. I think that's not going to be as much as a problem if people want to travel. I think it's going to be still a lot of phobia. We see here, it didn't automatically go that, oh, you were going out and people went crazy. We're still very, you know, aware. We're still going around. Even if we don't have to wear a mask, everybody's still wearing a mask. So I hope that people will travel responsibly, obviously. I just hope I don't think we're going to get back to the mass tourism boat because I don't think the airlines will, you know, we already seen the prices are outrageous. So, you know, it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
We'll see.
We're just going to better tourism.
Well, I hope to get over there so I can come and visit you, hopefully in the fall. So we'll see what happens. But so today, Monica is going to teach us the classic Italian dessert of tiramisu. Here in my kitchen, I have my my young assistant, my young Padawan here, who is learning how to cook. So I've made tiramisu about a bazillion times with my tour groups especially, but Nico's never made it. So he and I are gonna work together. So if you could just go through the ingredient list with us to get us started.
Yeah. Before I give you the ingredients, I just wanted to make a little note. So tiramisu was actually born in Treviso, a little, it's not such a little, it's a town near Venice. it is not, as people think, a really old dish. Actually, it really started to become really, really famous all over Italy from, let's say, 70s, 80s onward, okay? Not before that, okay? But because of its simplicity, it became, you okay? Yeah.
Oh, I forgot my hand mixer, so.
Because of its simplicity, it became quickly one of the easiest dessert to make for children. It's one of the first dessert we teach to children. So tonight I'm gonna do the classic version that we do at home, okay? But I'm gonna be used all eggs because I know where my eggs come from, because actually they come from the chicken next door. So I know exactly where they come from. I know how fresh they are and everything. But if you're not feeling comfortable with using all eggs, please do use pasteurized eggs, that then you only will use the yolk and not the whole of the egg. But I will explain you while we're doing it. So the classic recipe calls for 4 eggs, or the equivalent in weight of 4 eggs, 4 tablespoons, and I mean this kind of tablespoon, of sugar, 400 grams of Savoiardi, or called the sponge fingers or lady fingers, okay? And in case, like Sarah, that she couldn't get hold of it, I'm not very happy about it, but it's quarantine time, so she's forgiven. You can use something like some kind of sponge cake, similar, okay?
At the store right now, because it's strawberry shortcake season, it's very easy to find sponge cake or pound cake. So what I'm going to do is take this and cut it into fingers. So that's going to be one of the first tasks, is to cut it up. It's not the same, I know, but
in quarantine time, all is forgiven, don't worry. And then 400 grams, 500 grams of mascarpone cheese.
All right.
Espresso coffee. So I have actually made 4, because I'm making half of the portion. I'm actually using 3 cups of espresso coffee. But you can make it with a mocha, or we can make it with filter coffee, as long as it's very, very strong. Okay.
All right.
Got to be like not hot, lukewarm, let's say. Okay. So you better put in a bowl for the moment and let it cool down. Okay, so put it already in a bowl. Okay. Possibly a flat one. Okay.
All right. Okay.
And you need some cocoa powder.
Okay.
At the end to sprinkle. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna make a little bit of noise in a minute. So the most important tiramisu is the freshness of its ingredients. So the eggs and the mascarpone must be fresh. So when you do it, make sure you buy the ingredients the same day, okay? Not a few days before, because that's what makes the difference, okay? So I'm gonna do the classic recipe. Did you get yourself normal eggs, or did you get the pasteurized?
Normal eggs. Okay,
fine. So for the people that are gonna be watching and not feeling comfortable about using normal eggs, because you're worried about that, totally understandable, you need to get the equivalent of 2 egg yolks pasteurized, and you'll do this first part. You're not going to do the second part as we do. So what we do is, you take 4 eggs, I'll take 2, okay, Sarah, and use.
Okay, I'm here.
You need to, yeah.
We're actually going to do the half recipe as well. So we're just going to do 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's 3 of you. You sure? Okay, fine. So you take. So the recipe is like this. Then, for people who want to do it more, is 1 egg, 100 grams of sugar, 100 grams of mascarpone cheese, 100 grams of biscuits.
Okay.
And sorry, 1 spoon of. Did I say 1 spoon of sugar? I did say 1 spoon of sugar. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I get confused sometimes. Okay, so we split the eggs. So on one side you put the yolks, on the other side you put the whites, okay?
So, let's move this. Okay. Can I do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Just crack the eggs in there.
Yeah, mess with the eggs. So white in one side and yolk in the other. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Now here's the gross way to do it.
Not entirely successful.
Just put it in your hand like this.
If you ever happen to go to do this job, my suggestion is, and you're not sure how to, and you're not very comfortable about breaking the eggs, break one at a time into a bowl and then pour it. And then you break another one and then you pour it. The way you don't spoil it. Okay?
Just pour into my hand. Yeah, I know that's gross.
So weird.
Well, this is another technique. Just grab it with your hands.
Put these shells in the compost.
All right. Okay.
Good. Now take the yolks.
Yep.
Take the sugar. So it's 2 yolks, 2 spoons of sugar. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Perfect. Now you get the electric whisk, and what you need to do, you need to whisk the yolks with the sugar until it becomes. Oh, you're gonna do it by hand? Oh, it's good. You need to do it until it becomes pale white. Okay.
You can also do the. Do you want to do it with this?
No.
We did this recently. We made whipped cream like this, and it took the 3 of us probably 15 minutes to whisk it. But it was. We're so stagnant. It's good exercise. Yeah. Go crazy, baby.
Okay.
There you go. You want to try the electric mixer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah. Ready.
Yes, that's better. Okay, you need to have some, can you see something like this? Looks okay to me.
All right, is that good?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks white. So as long as it gets really nice and pale, the more you beat it, the better it is. Okay?
Yep.
Because that creates all the air in your thing. When you take your mascarpone cheese, now we decided to do the portion 200 grams of 2 spoons of sugar and 2 eggs. The mascarpone doesn't come in 200, it comes in 250. It's okay. It's the same, okay? So you can put it all in, okay?
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's okay.
And then, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, he's good. All right, mascarpone's gone in.
Okay, make sure you scrape it all. Yeah, good. You take your whisk again.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
On a low beat, not fast, on low, you start mixing with the cream, okay? At first, slowly, otherwise it goes everywhere.
So that's what we're trying to not do.
And then once it's broken, you go a bit faster. Until you have no lumps.
Okay.
Okay. If you have...
All right. Stop. All right, let's see what we got. Is that good? Mmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, make sure you wash your whisk really thoroughly, because if it even just a slightly hint dirty, your eggs will not whip, okay?
Okay. Here, can you wash these real quick?
Here.
Okay. Scrape them down. All right, so again, you guys, this here is just it's 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and mascarpone cheese, a whole tub. This you can actually find at the store, no problem. I just got this at my local Fred Meyer, which is like a chain grocery store, and it's 250 grams. There was a container also 200 grams, so that's where we are with that. So the next thing we're doing is whipping the egg whites, correct?
So in the in the egg whites, just put a pinch, very, very little pinch of salt.
Salt, okay.
Yeah, tiny little bit, a little pinch. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. Okay. Now, we need to whip this really, really hard, like, you know, when they stand, if you put a fork, it can stand. Okay?
Okay, so Nico, are you ready? Hang on just one second. He's got a...
Easy, I'm waiting, I'm waiting.
All right. So have you gone out for any cicchetti since they opened up the bars again?
Of course. I was out straight away on Monday last week.
Yeah.
First thing I did.
What was the first cocktail you went out for?
Oh, Chinico, of course.
Chinico, I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
I had to go see my friends. But I was out on Friday as well. On Friday, I was actually for work, not my cicchetti tour, but you know, the big project that we carry on, carry on going on.
Are you gonna share with everybody what you're doing, or is it still secret?
I can, but I'll tell you when we finished, okay? If it's okay. Because
okay, yeah. Monica's got a super cool project in the works that I think is absolutely brilliant. So she'll tell you about that when we're done. All right, so full blast whipping, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right, Nico, go for it.
Okay, can you see?
We're not quite there yet. Almost.
So this is how you want it, okay? But it stays in peaks.
Robbie's almost there.
Oh, I'm waiting. It's just I'm getting a clear my table. In the meantime, for those watching, for those that are not using the fresh eggs but the pasteurized and only using the egg yolks, the first operation of mixing the eggs with the whites, you got to do it for at least 10 minutes. Because since you don't have this part that gives the creaminess, you need to build the creaminess from the egg yolks and the sugar. Okay. So you need to beat it longer, okay? That's the only thing, all right?
Okay.
Is it done?
We got stiff peaks formed. It could be a little stiffer, but how stiff do you want the peaks to be?
Well, all you got to do is with a spoon, when you lift it, does it stay like this? Look, can you see it? It doesn't fall?
Yeah, it's almost there. Give me just 1 second.
You got a very silent mixer. How do you do that?
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's forming stiff peaks, which is what it should be.
Yeah, I was saying, how come your mixer doesn't make any noise? I love it. I want one.
It doesn't? Oh, I think it's super noisy. Actually, I have a KitchenAid. I haven't owned one of these in probably 20 years, but my mom gave this to me 2 weeks ago, just coincidentally. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, but you can use a KitchenAid. You know, it's just to show it's easier to do it this way. Okay, yeah. So now you take using a metal spoon. Okay. You mix this, but what you do not mix it, you fold it, and I'm going to show you in a minute how, and I'm going to tell you also why.
Fold it, yeah, fold.
So what we need to do is we need to build bubbles. If I go and just mix it, I kill my nice whipped eggs. So what you need to do, you need to fold it in gently. You cut through it. Can you see? You mix and you cut. You mix and you cut. That way you build in air in your cream. Okay? This is important, otherwise you get a very stiff cream and you want a very light one, okay? That is why we don't use cream when we make tiramisu.
Oh, interesting, because I was looking earlier today at the New York Times recipe for tiramisu, and it called for heavy cream.
It calls for heavy cream because they don't know how to make it, that's why.
That's interesting, because yeah, I had looked at that just as a reference to make sure I had all the ingredients, and they put a whole bunch of stuff into the tiramisu that I've never put in one in Italy before. So this is the purest.
A lot of people think they know how to make it, but this is the original. Okay, so now we got our cream. We can start to assemble our dessert. So you take your pie dish. Oh, you need to cut your biscuit, your pie first. Yes.
I'm going to cut this up, but Monica, I have a question for you. Do you put liquor into your tiramisu?
No.
You don't?
Nope.
When I first learned how to make this, I learned how to make this. My professor in college taught me how to make it, and her thing was that she put cognac in, and the way she did it was that there was a sip of cognac for the cook, a sip of cognac for the tiramisu, a sip of cognac for the cook, a sip for the tiramisu. So that's how I was taught.
Okay, so the original recipe from Treviso, that is a certified recipe of tiramisu, okay, doesn't call for any liquor at all, okay?
Fascinating. Okay.
You really, really, really have to put some. It should be Marsala, not cognac. An Italian will never put cognac, would it?
Okay.
But also because if you don't put any liquor, you can easily give it to children. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. But, you know, you can change it the way you want it. You can use amaretto liquor. You know, I personally like the original recipe, but then you can do all the variations that you want. Are you doing?
I'm good. So Nico's finishing the cream, and I am taking the I'm taking the pound cake that Monica does not approve of, and I've cut it into slices, and now I'm cutting it into fingers to kind of mimic the Savoyardi shape.
Can I give a suggestion, Sarah?
Yes, please.
I would make them thinner.
Thinner, okay.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're thicker than a sponge fingers. So I will make them slightly thinner if I was you.
Okay.
Even those that you have them enough maybe, lengthwise. The way you've got, yeah, they absorb quick, otherwise they might not soak up enough coffee.
Okay. Now I've seen in on restaurant menus all over Italy variations on tiramisu. One of the variations that I think is actually quite a good one is strawberry tiramisu. So if you were to do that, what would you do differently?
Right. First, you don't use a coffee, of course. Instead of a coffee, you will use some kind of orange juice or fruit juice. Okay. What you can do also is replace, if you want the mascarpone, you can put half mascarpone and half fruit yogurt.
Okay.
Okay, like strawberry yogurt.
Or like maybe the Greek yogurt that's really thick.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. All right, so now first thing you need to do, you need to put like a tablespoon of the cream at the bottom and just spread it. This helps when you go and cut the cake to pick it up quickly, otherwise it will stick to your pie dish. Okay? Now, there is this operation that I need to show everybody how to do it properly, because this is where everybody makes the mistake. Okay?
Okay.
So, when you do your coffee layers and you use a sponge, it will be different for your cake because, of course, it's thicker. Okay? But when you use sponge fingers, the operation, you do not soak your sponge finger because it breaks straight away. So you literally go right from a little bit, you turn it, you count 1, 2, and that's it. Okay, no more than that.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, but you do not dip it, otherwise it break apart.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
And then we just start.
And then building, yeah, very neat, very tight next to each other.
Quick dip, quick dip.
Do the first layer, like little soldiers.
Oh, perfect. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. It's perfect. I'm going to cut these a little thinner. And yes, you guys, I know, as Monica pointed out, this is not the correct way with the this isn't a sponge. This is it's an angel food that I got, and you know what? It's fine because we're using what we got. I couldn't find the mini fingers, so
I said in quarantine, everything is forgiven.
Yep.
I'll slap you when you come over to Venice. Okay, so we done the first layer. I'm waiting for you, so you finish it.
Yeah, we're coming.
Finish it. I'm waiting. No problem.
That's okay. If you know it's going to break.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry.
Doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, actually, one of the big mistakes I see people in cooking classes in particular make with the tiramisu is the same thing that you're saying, is that they soak the cake. They don't dip it. And then the tiramisu ends up being really watery and weird.
Yeah, and to coffee like. And another thing you shouldn't be doing, but I saw people doing, is you do not put your dry biscuits down and then you pour your coffee on top, because again they become soaked. You don't want soaked biscuits. You just want them slightly dipped.
Yeah, have that one there.
Obviously, with your cake is a bit different because it's much thicker, so it needs to absorb the coffee, otherwise it will be too dry after.
They seem pretty wet.
It's a good alternative.
Yeah, it's actually working out pretty well. I mean, in terms of the texture, it feels pretty similar to the Savoiardi to me. All right.
Let me know. Okay, so now we go with the first layer of cream. Okay, so what you usually do, so you don't run out of cream, is this is my trick, practical trick. Draw a line in between in your bowl and only use half of the cream. Okay, that way you know it's gonna be enough for the top.
All right.
All right.
Okay, now go ahead, Nico, and just spoon it on top.
And then you spread it.
Just get it all on top and then spread it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the spatula.
Yeah.
So
I think in my life I never done such a small tiramisu.
Well, I didn't want to make a really big one because the three of us definitely don't need to put on extra weight right now. We made donuts last night. I was like, look, put on my jeans yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I think I need to cut back on the sweets and run more. So.
You know, we went from winter to summer, so now we got to put over summer clothes. And I went to try to, nothing was fitting me anymore. It's like, oh no, it's terrible.
Everybody I know has packed on some pounds. I think I'm not too bad. I think I might have gained maybe 5 pounds, but I can hopefully drop that. But you know, usually I'm tour guiding at this time of year and I walk 10 or 15 miles a day. So my phone, the health app, keeps on pinging me going, why aren't you walking? And I'm like, well, I'm not at work.
Exactly. Okay, so now you do exactly the same thing, but the trick is you should crisscross your biscuits. So if you've done it vertically the first time, put them horizontally, okay? That way they're not gonna break when you go and cut the slices, okay?
Okay, and that's why using a square pan actually works really well for this.
Yeah, you know that the square pan actually was introduced by an Italian TV chef in the 80s, because originally the tiramisu was presented in round tins, like proper cake tin.
Yeah, you know, every time I've made it, I've made individual portions when I've done like cooking classes, and they present it in individual little pots. So I've also done like in a sheet cake.
That's a way to do it as well, in a small individual pots. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, Nico, I'm going to grab a little more coffee.
Okay.
I'll do something that I used to do with my mom when I was little, when I used to make this, I'll dip a biscuit and I eat it.
Oh, it's hot.
That's okay. Just be careful. All right. Any preference on the kind of coffee? What kind of coffee do you like to use? What's your favorite brand?
I use espresso because I've got the espresso machine.
Yeah, what
and
kind?
It's an Arabica.
Lavazza or what kind?
No. I use a local one. That's to be advertising for a nice Italian company. It's called Goppion.
Oh, I know that one. That's really good.
And it's from Mogliano, but it's not far from here.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best coffee roasters and one of the oldest coffee roasters in Italy.
Yeah.
And personally, Lavazza, they're big.
Yeah.
Goppion, they're good.
I like.
And the rest, and that's there.
I like from your, well, sort of close to you. I like from Trieste, house brand. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, house brand. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Illy one is the best anyway.
Illy also, I like Illy. Lavazza is kind of the one that I keep around the house because I can buy that here in the States.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can find it everywhere in the world, so you know, I totally get it.
Yeah.
My mom was a Lavazza woman for years and years and years, and then a few years back we introduced her to Gopion, and she's never gone back.
Well, that right there is a really great recommendation. What I do actually, and I've told people this before, when I'm bringing stuff home, coffee is the thing that I'm starting to line my bag with, because Lavazza, can you believe this? In Italy, what is Lavazza? It's like maybe 4 or 5 euros for a bag, right? 4 euros maybe. Here,
no, about 4 or 5 euros a bag. Yeah, 4 euros a bag, I think, 4 or 5.
The grocery store near my house, to get it, and this is a big, like, you know, discount kind of grocery store, it costs $15 a bag for Lavazza.
Wow.
So this is
$15 bag. I go to Venezia to a proper coffee roaster and have it prepared in front of my eyes with a mix of coffee I want.
Yeah. So this is why I line the bottom of my suitcase with coffee.
Have you been to Torrefazione Canareggio when you came to Venice?
You know, I don't know if I have.
I need to take you then. Okay, so now we covered our tiramisu with the remaining cream.
Okay. All right, and that's a date, by the way. Please do take me out for your favorite coffee place when I come next time. I'm hoping
Gonna take you there.
I'm hoping to come and stay with my friend Stacy for a little while in September. Even if I don't have work, I want to come and hang out with her. So I'll probably be in Canareggio in September. Let's hope for a little.
Oh, they are in Canareggio, they're in Fondamento degli Ormesini.
Ah, okay, yeah, I know where that is.
She probably knows them because everybody knows them anyway.
Okay, why don't you start spreading and I'll scrape. Okay. You can do that, so. This looks gorgeous.
And can you see how light the cream is without having to add any cream?
I can't imagine putting cream in this. It would ruin it. It would be so heavy.
You don't need to. But you know, I think the reason why people put the cream is because they don't realize that you really need to beat your eggs, your egg yolks and your whites properly. If you do that operation, then that's it.
Yeah, I can't imagine how cream would add to this recipe at all, actually.
Mm. I was doing something I shouldn't be doing, but never mind.
What?
To all my friends watching, you didn't see me doing that.
So what's fun about these cooking lessons where I'm doing them remotely like this is that we get to make things like this with American ingredients, because it's nice to watch people cook things in Italy, but we don't have all the same ingredients available here. So yeah, I know it's a little ghetto to use an angel food cake, but that's what we've got. And I think that the more important thing is to encourage people to cook with what they have, and you don't need to splash out on the expensive ingredients.
Exactly. So in the cooking lesson that I usually do, because generally they are aimed to Americans and British people, and I lived in England a long time, so I had the same problem. I couldn't find ingredients. I always try to do recipes using our local ingredients, but always making sure that the people that are taking the classes realize that if they cannot find that, they can replace it with something else. It won't be the same, but it will be very similar. And they're still cooking and they're still, you know, making something, okay?
So
now,
are you doing virtual cooking classes right now?
No. No, because everybody was doing them, so there's no point.
I think there's a point. I think because you are so.
I'm waiting for everybody to go back to work, and then I start doing them as properly.
Però sei molto frizzante, è importante, no?
I don't know, I'm doing other things, that's okay, don't worry. Right, now, the important thing now, right, to be honest, you shouldn't put the cocoa on top now, okay? You should, cover it with a cling film, and put it in the fridge. When you're ready to serve it, you take away the transparent cling film and you cover it, you spread it with some cocoa powder. Because if you do it now and you put it in the fridge, the cocoa powder will go all into the cream and it will become all black and dark, okay? But for scenic, for show, for cooking show reason, I will do it. So if you don't want to do it and you want to preserve your tiramisu nice, that's fine, okay?
But actually, what I'm going to do something slightly different. We are going to we're going to use real chocolate. So
oh yeah, fine. My mom used to do it like that when I was a kid, but it was so full of calories. We opted for cocoa powder and sweetened cocoa powder, by the way, okay?
Yeah, I have being sweet and kind. I like the Hershey stuff. The dark is what I prefer personally. But the best tiramisus that I've ever had were ones that grated like bittersweet chocolate.
Yeah. Totally agree. It's just I'm trying to be, you know, a little bit less calories, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, the way I'm looking at it is it's hopeless at this point. So.
Just go all in.
Just go. We're all in right now.
Just lean into it.
We're leaning into the calories right now.
Get some over here.
But yeah, it's free of you anyway. And you're tall anyway, I'm short. That's the reason.
All right. So this would be good. I'm just using a Hershey's bar because we were making s'mores in the backyard the other day. But this would actually benefit from a really nice bar of chocolate. If you happen to have around the house like a nice artisanal bar of chocolate, that would be good.
Yeah. This is what it will look like if you put the normal cocoa, and you see the layers. Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Okay.
Love it.
Now, so, do you want to hear about the project then now? Since
yeah. Kind of about the project. And let me thank Chef Nico for his valiant
service. By
service.
the way, you got to let me know how the cake came out. I want to know. Send me pictures of it.
So Nico, why don't you put some plastic wrap on that and you go put it in the fridge, the downstairs fridge, and we'll have it.
Oh, and by the way, you should leave in the fridge for at least 6 to 8 hours.
Okay. Yeah, if we put it in there now, it's 11:45 here in Seattle, so 7 o'clock, that'll be about right.
Yeah. For the night, for your dinner, it will be fine. It will be perfect. Okay?
Yeah, so please tell us about your project. It's very exciting.
Right, so with a few people, but literally the idea was born with Romena, she's another travel blogger from Venice and tour leader as well. And, you know, we've been kind of collaborating quite often in projects and stuff. We were a bit, we didn't like the way that the narrative about Venice was taking shape in the last few months since the Acqua Alta, as in very negative, kind of implying that Venice is dying and everybody's leaving the city and whatever. So yes, things are not easy for Venetians, but we wanted to show the world that Venice is not just a Mars Square, it's not just a Rialto Bridge, and it's definitely not just drones, aerial shots showing an empty city. That's not Venice. Yes, of course it was empty, but so was Florence, so was Rome, and so was pretty much every part of Italy, because we were all quarantined, so it wasn't just Venice. But it was easy to take shots of Venice and make it look a bit deserted. It wasn't. There are people living there. They are going through a hard time because of the major Acqua Alta from November and now the quarantine. But we wanted to show a different Venice. We wanted to show the people of Venice. We wanted to show that Venice is not a city that you should visit in 2 days, but you can easily spend a week here and there is a lot to do. So we decided to do a proper short film. It's not like a documentary, it's not just a video. Let's say it's a short film. It's a short film that has got a story, but I cannot say that, sorry, that's a surprise. But it will be a video about the people of Venice and about what we call the real Venice, the heart of Venice. So it's artisans, it's shopkeepers, the restaurants, all the categories. It will not be a film about one particular person, but it will be about the group of people that make Venice, the citizens. Now, what we're going to do, because it costs a lot of money, we already got film director, we already got a director of photography, but of course, it costs money to do something like this. So we're going to be doing it with a crowdfunding. The site is nearly ready. We are just waiting for the last bureaucratic thing to organize, because you know, I thought it was easy to do charity work. It's so awkward in Italy. You want to give money to people, they make it impossible between tax and legal things and whatever. So once that's sorted, we're going through that. We're going to be launching the crowdfunding. And the crowdfunding, it will be, you can give just a donation if you want to, or you can give a donation and you will get something back. That we're still working on it. We actually know what we want, but we start trying to work it so it's legal and it's a win-win situation for everybody, both the people giving the money and for us receiving it. So we don't want nobody to lose out on anything. So this is still, but I think by next week, we should be up and running. So we will be launching big time. And then we will need to
called Anima Veneziana, the soul of Venice, right?
Anima Veneziana, yeah, the soul of Venice, Venetian soul, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very pleased because the people involved, we got such a big response from the local people, the associations, the various categories of businesses and stuff, but they totally understand that is totally apolitical, totally non-profit, and that there is not going to be any publicity gain for them, as in the single person, but everybody's saying, yes, we are on board anyway, because it is something for the city. So it's a gift we want to go to the city. And then this video will be available for everybody to use. So it will be online. So if tour operator want to use it, they can use it. But of course, it's not going to be publicity for that or that tour operator. It will be anybody that wants to promote the city of Venice.
Well, and I think what's really cool about this project and why I'm really enthusiastic about it is that what needs to happen now that we've had our time out, basically, for tourism, Venice was unsustainable. The situation in Venice with the number of cruise ships and the way the local culture had been trampled by all of the visitors. This is really an opportunity for the city to reboot what its vision of tourism is. And through your project, what's really cool about it is that what you're going to focus on is the local heart and looking at, Venice in a different way, not just gondolas and masks and all the kind of fakey stuff, but what is the actual essence of Venice, and that for me, to be honest, for the years I started coming to Venice, and when I started traveling, the first 5 years I was going to Venice, I didn't really like it because it felt like a hollow shell. It felt like Disneyland. But the more that I've made friends, the more I've become a part of the community, people recognize me now and they think I live there. That's how often I'm in Venice. And, I have my favorite bars where I know everybody's names and they know me. Once you become kind of a part of it, you realize it's a really small town. It's like a little kind of podunk community, but really tightly knit, wonderful people, super incredible traditions like the rowing community. And there's just so many facets of the city, I think, that people are unaware of.
Yeah, what's funny is that when I go around, everybody says, when I mention what I'm trying to do, they all say, okay, we're on board. So that's not a problem. What's really funny that everybody says to me, yes, we're on board, but you're crazy. And I go, why? Try to put Venetians to work together, because it's actually something that nobody's ever done, because Venetians generally are not known for working together very well. But people forget I'm not from Venice. I'm not Venetian myself. I'm from the countryside. So I have that. I'm not in the city all the time. I'm there for work. I love the city. I work for my city and I'll do anything for it, but I'm detached. So maybe that's the edge that needed, both me and Romena, because Romena as well lives up from outside. Maybe that's the edge that was needed to do something like this, because we are not inside, so we can't be above parts. if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And when I had sometimes people say to me, oh, those people will not take part if they know that these people are on. I said, fine, that's their problem, not mine, you know. When he said maybe in Venice, if I was a Venetian, that would have stopped me. I wouldn't have gone any further. So yeah, I'm a bit very excited because it looks like he's going forward. And I know I told you the story, and I know you thought it was, whoa, okay. So
oh yeah, no, this project that she has going is really great. And I know that people don't have a lot of money right now, but when she does start the Kickstarter, if you guys are interested in just buying her a cup of coffee, that's the way I always look at it. If you want to shoot her $5, you know, to support this, the idea behind this film that she wants to shoot is to highlight the local nature of Venice, the small, beautiful heart of Venice that is really pretty fragile, and to try and encourage people to seek out those things rather than seeking out the ugly tourism kind of stuff. So,
and also to get rid of it about this idea that Venice is St. Mark's Square. We know it is St. Mark's Square. We don't need anybody else to tell us. Everybody. But people need to understand that Venice is 3 square kilometers. The square is in the center. The other 3 square kilometers, plus all the islands, has plenty of space.
Yeah.
More than 100 churches. We got about 40 museums, one way or another. Between exhibition, galleries, and museums. That's a lot of things to do, and people don't do them.
Yes, well, you know? And as my little piece that I want to put into the puzzle of this new idea of tourism for Venice, I'm just going to spring this on you, Monica, but I'm working on a whole series of staycation concepts for next year. So instead of doing traditional tours the way I've done for many years, 2021, I'm going to be launching a series of tours that are going to be staying in one place for a week. And so Venice is going to be one of the projects I'm working on. I'm working with Stacy Gibboni, one of my girlfriends who I've introduced you to. And I'm going to rope you in probably to be a guest star on this tour if you have the days. And we'll try to run this tour. I'm hoping maybe even as soon as this fall, but certainly starting next spring, we'll try to do this week in Venice to really get to the heart of the city, explore the arts community, explore the food community, and meet the locals. So this is my concept. So you and I can talk a little bit about that, but this is what I want to do, is launch a tour of the city.
One thing, I don't want to dampen your idea because, you know, I really like it. I already told you I like it, whatever. But bear in mind at the moment, the rules in Italy are still, we're not allowed to take groups more than 8 people, and in any case you're not allowed to have gatherings, okay? And the groups, if they go around, they need to walk 2 meters apart. Bear in mind. So, and we don't know how long these rules are going for. In fact, the guides at the moment are tearing their hair apart because they all want to go back to work, but they can't because of this. So there are people going around, but at the moment is they do a lot of virtual tours, and that's great, or very, very small number, like 4 or 5 people the maximum, because it's not easy. And you know, Venice is tiny anyway. So, but bear in mind, consider when you build this, consider this regulation. The way they get rid of it, then is easier. I always say,
this is my theory going forward, though, is I'm not going to work with groups of 29 people anymore. So I think that working with groups of 6 to 10 people maximum, that's what I want to do, just for my own personal growth anyway. So anyway, it's a whole thing coming. It's coming, and you will be let know when I'm ready for it.
Listen, enjoy so much. Enjoy your tiramisu. Let me know I went with this variation with the angel cake. So if I see him still alive, it means he wasn't poisoned.
Well, Luca is 15, and he could literally eat anything, and it would be fine. The only time he's ever gotten any kind of sick was from eating in Cambodia. He ate bugs, I think, in Cambodia. So
I didn't get sick from eating bugs. I probably got sick from drinking the water.
Oh, drinking the water. There you go. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Monica, for visiting with us today. It has been so great to have you on. I hope everybody out there enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and have guest chefs on at least once a week. So Monica, if you're ever willing to come back on and cook with us again, that would be fantastic. You can reach Monica at her blog, which is monicaceserato.com, and I'll go ahead and put a link to that under this video so you can go check her out. She's a great writer, and she's one of the few people who's really writing in depth about Venice and local Venetian life. So I highly encourage you to read her writing. If you're going to go to Venice, you can book a private tour with her to see some of the local pubs, which is fun, or a cooking class with her. So tomorrow on Adventures with Sarah at 11 o'clock, we have Lunch and Learn. I'm going to put the link up later today. And tomorrow's guest for Lunch and Learn is going to be Francisco Glaria Baines, live from the Basque region of Spain, and he's going to be talking about the running of the bulls, because he's kind of in charge of the organization that promotes that fiesta during the summertime. So we're going to hear from him tomorrow. So I hope you guys will join me then. And thank you again, Monica. Ci vediamo presto, speriamo. Huh?
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.